RCCO on air. You're now locked into the pulse of the city, where information and music conspire. RCCO on air. Get ready to tune in for advice and the hottest tunes. From life hacks to killer tracks, we've got it all for you. RCCO on air, bringing you ultimate radio experience.
An exciting afternoon, folks. This is CM, and you're tuning in to your fortnightly 4 p.m. habit. Welcome to another episode where refreshing music and substantial legal discussions take place on RCCO On Air, where music and information meets. Your ultimate source for great tunes and legal insights is now streaming live on LinkedIn and also available on demand on YouTube. Wherever you're watching right now, may that be on LinkedIn, Facebook, or YouTube, you're in for another legal treat. Get ready for another session packed with valuable legal advice tailored to your needs. Don't miss out. Now, allow me to ask you something possibly relatable. Have you ever imagined what it's like to live on the 10th floor of a building without a working lift? I can't imagine the agony. Now, picture yourself carrying groceries, moving furnitures, or just even getting home after a long day. 10 flights of stairs stand between you and relief. Oh, for many residents, this isn't just an occasional inconvenience. It could be a daily struggle. From elderly tenants who find it physically exhausting to parents juggling kids in strollers, living without a lift turns basic tasks into major and disastrous challenges. Shouldn't safe and accessible living be a right and not a privilege? Join us live with Attorney Rochelle Castro, a leading strata and property lawyer in Victoria, as she unpacks your legal rights and the steps you can take if your building's management is failing you. Ooh, and you need to learn how to navigate owners' corporation laws, make formal complaints, and take legal action if necessary. Stay tuned and relax on some good music as RCCO On Air gets back to you shortly.
RCCO on air.
Seeking a legal champion to protect your interests? At RCCO Lawyers, we dedicate our steadfast effectiveness, resourcefulness, and clarity to yield the best results for you.
My name is Rochelle Cass, Principal Lawyer of ours. We have 4 offices around Australia, so we're a national Australian law firm. We have a headquarters in Melbourne, we have an office in Sydney, in Brisbane, and also in Perth, Western Australia. We specialize in particular practices from commercial contracts, commercial litigation, strata, property, which includes conveyancing, building and construction, wills and estate, and reach out to us and see if we could assist you, because we could just give guidance, and it's all about advocating your rights.
RCCO on air.
Welcome back to RCCO On Air, where music and information meets. Imagine coming home after a long day, only to face 10 flights of stairs because your building's lift is out of order. For many residents in strata buildings, this isn't just a temporary inconvenience. It's an ongoing struggle that affects your quality of life, safety, and even your property value. But does your owner's corporation have legal obligations to maintain essential services like lifts? Without further ado, let's refer to Attorney Rochelle Castro.
Hi, I'm back, and thanks again for listening here in RCCO On Air. I've got a new question that this time it relates to the issue on not having a lift. So the situation is the lift in our building is constantly breaking down, and the situation is becoming unbearable. Elderly residents and parents with strollers are struggling, and some people have even fallen trying to carry things up the stairs. The Strata Committee says that they're working on it, but months have passed and nothing has been fixed properly. What are their legal obligations? Can we take action to force them to make a permanent repair? I'm seriously concerned for the safety of our residents. Please advise. And this situation it needs to be identified first if the lift is common property. That's the first thing. If it's common property, the strata community has an obligation to repair and maintain common property. So if that's not working, definitely you've got something to address to them. The first step to do is file a formal complaint. That depends on your state. If you need to complete a prescribed complaint form, find out about that in your respective strata government agency. That should be found online. And explain the situation to them in your complaint. If there are other residents and owners who have the same issue, encourage them to join you in filing a complaint with the strata community. The committee of that strata community has an obligation to review and respond to your complaint and address a plan. Give them a reasonable period of time to respond, about 14 days after you lodge the complaint. And they do have an obligation to come back to you with a decision and explain why their decision is made that way. So whether they will fix it now, they will not fix it, or they will fix it later, an answer has to be given to you and an explanation. Of course, you do have to keep in mind that repairing or reinstating the lift will cost. So this is something that yourself and also the other residents, particularly owners, have to consider and not be surprised that the special levy would be raised. But I guess I'm understanding that that's not the issue here. I understand that it's all about reinstating a common facility that ought to be used to make sure that everyone is safe in using the development. So remember, prepare the complaint, determine if it's in a prescribed form, depending on which state you belong, give that to the strata community, most times usually through the strata manager. Give them 14 days, the committee particularly, to come back to you with a decision. And usually the decision will be whether they will fix it now, they will not fix it, or they will fix it later. And get an explanation on how they need to deal with this issue. If it persists and you don't receive a response, this is something that you need to consider whether you need to address it to the tribunal to force them to pay attention to the issue, which is a legitimate issue. The failure of the strata community to repair and maintain the common property, if that continues. I trust that this will assist you in dealing with the matter, and see you next time here in RCCO on Air.
We really appreciate your advice, Attorney Rochelle, and thank you so much once again for being here in this program. If you ever encounter any legal matters, don't hesitate to contact the professionals that's only here at RC&Co Lawyers. Message us on any of our social media sites that's available on your screens. We're actually available on Facebook, which is you are watching right now. We're also available on Instagram, X, LinkedIn, TikTok, and YouTube. And if you want to find out more about RC&Co Lawyers, please check out our website. That's www.rccolawyers.com. So we've got tons of content there like blogs, Attorney Rochelle's appearances on media, and any other stuff that will help you understand better what RC&Co Lawyers are standing for. I hope that you were able to gain a lot of knowledge from these substantial legal discussions. And if you remain wanting for more information about the laws in Australia, you should make sure to stay up to date with our upcoming broadcasts and be present at our live Facebook shows like this you are doing right now. I encourage everyone to also share this episode with your friends and family. Who knows, they might be needing some legal advice in Australia, and they can actually just achieve that with a tap on their phones. Indulge yourself in some tunes as RCCO On Air comes back to you after a short break.
RCCO On Air!
In a world where uncertainties abound, find peace of mind with RC&Co Lawyers. Our mission is your empowerment. We're not just legal experts. We're partners in your journey to resolution. At RC&Co Lawyers, we understand that every case is unique. Our diverse team combines expertise with compassion, ensuring you're heard and understood. We believe in your right to peace of mind and resolution. Experience the empowerment of knowing you're in capable hands. RC&Co Lawyers, where peace of mind, empowerment, and resolution converge. RC&Co Lawyers. Effective, resourceful, clear. Contact us for a 20-minute complimentary consultation now.
RCCO on air. News break.
Big news are on the horizon for Victoria's housing market. On March 4, Premier Jacinta Allen announced the Building Legislation Amendment or Buyers Protections Bill 2025, a sweeping reform aimed at ramping up apartment and townhouse construction across Melbourne and regional cities. This new law introduces the Building and Plumbing Commission, a watchdog with tough new powers to ensure that every new home is built to last. This one-stop shop will consolidate building insurance, dispute resolutions, and compliance enforcement, halting occupancy permits or off-the-plan sales if standards aren't met. Additionally, a developer bond scheme will secure 2% of construction costs to cover any defects, with plans for a 10-year liability scheme. With these robust measures, Victoria is set to boost buyer confidence, promising rock-solid quality homes that stand the test of time. Stay tuned as the skyline transforms, and this marks a new era for high-rise living in Victoria. Make sure to be up to date with RC&Co's social media postings by following us here on Facebook or on any of our social media accounts to get the latest information on Victoria's strata landscape.
RCCO on air. News break.
And that concludes our afternoon. Another day, another episode well spent. Just always know that RC&Co Lawyers is here to offer legal support, and we anticipate your messages on our Facebook inbox and on our other social media channels. Please also do not forget to like our posts here on Facebook and also on our other social media sites, and you may also get a free 20-minute consultation with our expert lawyers on board. Keep yourself informed and legally empowered. Until next time, where music and information meets, that's only here on RCCO On Air. Goodbye everyone, take care, see you in 2 weeks.
RCCO on air. Gotcha the scoop you need and the tunes you love. RCCO on air. Stay curious. Stay groovy. RCCO on air. Now signing off.